Welcome, it's me, Hunter. Again, welcome back to my itty bitty channel. Thank you for subscribing, and please subscribe if you haven't yet, and follow me on my little journey. Today I wanted to talk about height dysphoria. Maybe you've got it. I don't know. I mean, I know I've got it. So I didn't have it as much before, so I just thought I'd talk about it, and maybe you can comment below about how you feel about height dysphoria, if you have it. For all you trans men out there, we know we're born cis females, and a lot of cis females aren't that tall, and God bless you if you were born tall. Although, I'm here to say it really doesn't matter. And what do you do if you have height dysphoria? Like, you feel like you're too tall, or you feel like you're too short, mainly for this trans males. We feel like we're too short. But lately I've been watching a lot of YouTube, like before I go to sleep. Oh yeah, I gotta watch YouTube, or Instagram, or TikTok, and they're all talking about the same subjects. It seems like all the time. And lately they've been talking about short men. And I never thought about it that much, a little bit, but not as much as they seem to be obsessed about short men, these people on social media. And I can't tell you why that's such a big topic. As in my generation, I never heard anybody care if a man was too short, or too tall, anything like that. We like each other for our personalities, and that's what it's all about. So what can you do about height dysphoria if you actually have it? Do you feel the pure pressure, the pure pressure of these people that are talking about it, making you feel like you're less of a man because you're short? And that's what I've been hearing, as far as social media and people talking about it. That the girls, they want a man who's 6 feet tall or taller so they can feel secure. And maybe that's been around since the beginning of time. I don't know. I just know that I never cared about that. A big guy, great big guy, I didn't seem like I never felt like I was attracted to somebody because they were big, or a big muscular man. I didn't really need that. As a matter of fact, I seem to be attracted to the guys that were shorter. I don't know why that was, but I'm thinking it was because I liked their personalities. And if a guy happened to be big, he happened to be big, but it wasn't a thing. And well, now that I've transitioned, well, I knew I'd be a short man before I transitioned. I even told my daughter that. She was about 16 years old, and I was talking about transitioning then. And she said, well, I said, well, I don't really have the funds to do it. I didn't at the time. It wasn't available to me like it is now for people. And now it's becoming less available, and that's the whole other YouTube video. Which is sad, but that's a whole new video. And she said, well, why don't you do like what you usually do, like around Halloween, you dress like a guy. Or, when you did drag, and you told me about when you did, drag, and you dressed like a guy. Or the time you got beat up for dressing like a guy. And I did make a video about that, and I was getting a lot of shade was being thrown on me. I mean, you'd think people would say, oh, I feel bad you got beat up. Severely beat up, almost killed, for being in drag, and somebody finding out about it. And I did a whole video on it, and people were saying I deserved that. And I just took it down, because I could have left it up, and I just didn't need any more views, because I was already abused, and so they were just taking salt and rubbing it into the wound. And I would never do that to somebody. Somebody says I got the shit beat out of me. I could have had brain damage. I could have died. My teeth were broken out of my face, and then I wouldn't make a comment like, "You sure deserve that. That's what you get for being trans." And that's exactly what more than one person wrote that. That's what I get. So that's a whole new video too. Well, I might even redo that video. But going back to height dysphoria. So what do you do about height dysphoria? You can wear lifts. I don't want to wear lifts because I don't want to be on stilts. Unless I got a bad back, and I can only imagine what that's going to do to my back if I try to wear lifts to look taller. I'll stand up straighter and put my arms back like this, put my shoulders back. Gives me maybe a couple inches because I tend to slouch. I do slouch. I try to, well, maybe you can do what I do. You try to think of somebody that you admire that's short also. And I mean a male. So, like my brother, two of my brothers are short, but one's 5'8", so he's a little bit taller than the other brother. He's only 5'5". But somebody in your family, a celebrity, and we all know who the celebrities are. So I thought, who do I know or think of that I admire that's short? So it's Elliot Page, 4'11". That's pretty short for a guy, but nobody seems to care about that, do they? Well, he is Elliot Page, and so he is famous, so that makes a big difference, right? And who knows what they'd think if he wasn't famous. They'd go, that's just a short guy. I don't know. I don't think so. Michael J. Fox. Yeah, I knew him in the 80s because we lived in the same facility and we'd run into each other at the phone booth. Both, well, I wasn't panhandling. He was panhandling a lot because he needed that change because he needed to get on the phone to try to get a job, an acting job. He wasn't famous yet, but the girls really adored this guy. They said he was just so cute, and they liked him because he was short. They would say things like he's just so short and he's cute, and they liked him because he was little, and they wanted to date him or marry him, and I never heard a word of girls saying, he's just too short. I wouldn't date him. I wouldn't date Mike. Nowadays you might hear something like that, but I don't know what's happening to this generation. Let's see. So he's short, and nobody cares. Nobody's making a deal out of it and saying, negative comments about that. Like Al Pacino, he's actually short. If you didn't know that, he's about 5'6", and he wears lifts, which I read that he wears lifts a lot. I've read it a lot. I read an article about Al Pacino, and he's short, and he wears lifts. But you don't see anybody saying, I just wouldn't date that guy. He's just too short. Again, but he is famous. But when I think of Al Pacino, and because of his movies and the roles he's played, I think of a big guy. Because he's usually a gangster, and he's tough. He's a tough guy. And he's handsome. In my opinion, he's handsome, so he's a tough, handsome guy. But yeah, he's short. But that doesn't seem to matter. So I don't know why people are like, they admire somebody real tall like The Rock, kind of name, but they like that kind of guy. That's supposed to be the end thing, is like a big muscle guy. It's really tall. So if you go out in reality, especially if you go to Mexico, you'll be the tallest guy there. But in reality, look around and you'll see lots of short guys. And just remember, it's all about your personality. And if a girl doesn't want to date you because you're too short, you don't She doesn't deserve you, because that means they're too shallow, and you don't want that in your life anyway. You don't want some shallow girl or guy because they think you're short and they just want a tall guy. Then they're very shallow. So just think of things you can do to help yourself with your height dysphoria, and that's what I do. I mean, it's there, and I'm not always thinking about it. I usually don't think about it, but I know there's people that are very depressed, incredibly depressed, because they're a short guy. So just think of the guys that are just like you, and try to feel better. And peace. Peace out. I'm gonna go, and I'll be back in a week or two after I get my blood work done to see if I can still stay on T, or they're gonna lower the dose, raise the dose, or something like that. Take me off of it. Hope pray that they don't. And please subscribe. And if you like anything about this video, please give me a like. You don't have to. You're not obligated, but I'd appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Bye.